From Olympic Stadium in Montreal, Canada, KTLA Channel 5 presents Dodger Baseball and Game 1 of the three-game series between the Dodgers and the Montreal Expos. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good day to you, wherever you may be. We are above the border in Montreal, La Belle Province, Quebec. A great city, but the Dodgers find only misery here. Their record this year, they've split 6. However, they've won the 3 at Dodger Stadium. They have lost the 3 here in Montreal. The Dodgers, over the last 5 years, have had a miserable time in New York, Philadelphia, and especially in Montreal. The pitching for tonight and for the series shapes up this way. Tonight, it'll be a couple of youngsters from Mexico. 21-year-old Ismael Valdez, 10-7, 1-1 against the Expos this year, 2-1 in his career. Tavo Alvarez from Obregon, Mexico. No record. This will be his first major league start. He's 23 years old. Tomorrow, right here on KTLA, it'll be Kevin Tapani and the colorful left-hander Carlos Perez. And then on Wednesday, on KABC and the Dodger Radio Network, Ramon Martinez and the left-hander Jeff Fassero. Following the 3 here, more AstroTurf, more problems. The Dodgers go to Philadelphia for 4. But they're in first place, tied with the Rockies, San Diego, 2 games back. We'll get to the starting lineups. We'll have it all coming up right after this.
Yes?
It's Jack. I want to talk to the Colonel, founder to founder.
The Colonel doesn't want to see you.
He's upset about my spicy crispy chicken sandwich, isn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty teed off.
I thought he'd appreciate a really spicy, really crispy chicken sandwich. There's nothing else like it.
He says go and never come back.
Huh?
And leave the sandwich.
Hope you enjoy it. Psych.
Farmer John, the tradition continues with another delectable idea. The Farmer John family of boneless hams, lean, tender, and juicy, slice after slice. All fully cooked and boneless and 97% fat-free, with the same smoke savory Western flavor that has made Farmer John a tradition in Southland homes for over 3 generations. No other ham, canned or packaged, can match the rich, robust flavor of these boneless hams. A tradition of choice from Farmer John. Dodger Baseball is brought to you by Beechwood Aged Budweiser, for a taste you'll find in no other beer at any price. This Bud's for you. By your California Jeep and Eagle dealers. Who else? Get to where the action is in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. By Coca-Cola Classic. Always a home run, always Coca-Cola. By Farmer John, for the finest bacon, ham, sausage, hot dogs, luncheon meats, fresh pork, and other meat products, Farmer John. And by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline. The Dodgers limp into Montreal. That's the only word to use after losing 3 in a row to the last-place Mets. The Dodgers were angry, the Dodgers were thoroughly disappointed, and you can bet they were embarrassed. Well, they're going to try and get well in one of the toughest ballparks in the league for them. Over the last 5 years, the Dodgers have won 5 games and lost 28 here. They have lost 7 straight at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. Those are the numbers. Read them and weep as far as the Dodgers are concerned. However, they're still in first, albeit tied, with the Padres coming up on the inside, 2 games back. Interesting night tonight on a lot of reasons. Tavo Alvarez would be making his major league debut against the Dodgers. He becomes the first Mexican-born pitcher to play for the Expos. He was born in Obregon, Mexico, and he lives there. And wouldn't you know, when he makes his major league debut, he will go against another young Mexican, Ismael Valdez. Here's the Dodger lineup. Brett Butler in center with Jose Offerman, Mike Piazza, and Eric Karros. Raul Mondesi. This is the lineup that played yesterday in New York. Delino DeShields at second. Wallach hits 7th. Fonville will be in left field again, and Valdez on the mound. So, Tavo Alvarez. whose real name is Cesar Octavio. 23 years old. He'll be 24 in November. Ball one, 1-0. So Butler back with the Dodgers. Hit .273 in the 3-game series against the Mets. Comes into the game hitting .310. Line drive, whistled foul down in the corner. You remember in his debut with the Dodgers in New York, he had a double and a triple. Down in the Dodger dugout, resting and waiting, is Ismael Valdez. So Tavo Alvarez, a nice pairing tonight. Two youngsters from Mexico. Off speed for a strike. Alvarez has had a lot of physical problems. Last year he didn't pitch at all. He had to rehab from surgery to repair a labrum tear and a partial rotator cuff tear. Spent most of the year in West Palm Beach rehabbing. He's a big fella, 6'3" and 245. Two and two. Ball three. So Brett Butler, on the day that he sold his house in Los Angeles, is also the day he's traded back to Los Angeles. Timing is everything in this world. So Brett said when we go back, he'll live in a hotel for the last of the season. He had a nasty crack on the right elbow, actually just above the bone, when Jerry DiPoto hit him trying to pick him off. High fly ball to right field. Tony Tarasco is there. One away. The Dodgers have been playing very exciting games. We can take a look at the Montreal Expos defensively. Here's the way they stack up. David Segui and Mike Lansing, then Will Cordero and Shane Andrews. F.P. Santangelo with Rondell White and Tony Tarasco. Darren Fletcher behind the plate. And Senor Alvarez on the mound pitching to Jose Offerman. That's a fly ball to White. So just like that, 2 out in the first inning. The Dodgers, 12 of their last 15 games have been decided by 2 runs or less. As you probably know, they are 0-4 on this road trip. For the second time this year, they played 3 games in 3 different cities. Played Wednesday in Los Angeles, Thursday in Cincinnati, Friday in New York, and Tommy didn't be very happy in other city. Talking to Dave Wallace. Here's Mike Piazza. Mike hitting .357. He has 18 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Piazza hitting .396 on the road this year. He's put up some big numbers. However, Piazza and Karros were very, very quiet in New York, and consequently the Dodgers scored only 6 runs and lost all 3. Swept in New York. Karros was just as quiet. He went 0 for 12. And the Dodgers were swept in New York for the first time since May of 1992. Fastball, curveball, and change. Those are Alvarez's pitches. Dodgers tied for first place. They've been in first place or tied 19 days this year. They spent 51 days in pursuit of Colorado, and that's the way the standings. And of course, everybody now watching San Diego. Colorado's not playing tonight, and San Diego is in Philadelphia. The Phillies are doing well. They've won 4 straight. Curveball hit down to short. Cordero slings it over to first. So the Dodgers go very quietly. That's been the way they've been going for the last 5 days. And at the end of half an inning, Dodgers nothing. And here come the Expos.
Infield.
Some people think of gasoline as a little dot in the expansive field of life. Then there are those who recognize the importance of great gasoline, like Unical 76 and the feel of the gasoline groove. Yeah, the groove of a smooth drive, uninhibited motion that makes you want to keep moving to the groove. Going down long, curvy roads, driving free to your own beat as your car's engine grooves to a great gasoline from Unical 76. Keep your eye on the ball, baby.
Ismael Valdez, as you know, has had blister problems in the past. So before tonight's game, we asked Dave Wallace what they're trying to do to combat the problem.
Yeah, Rocket Ismael has had a slight problem with his index finger the last few times. And what we've decided to do is we have done away with the acrylic nail that we tried because it's a little bit soft and doesn't work that well. And he's informed me that the little blister he gets under his regular nail is more comfortable than it was with the acrylic nail, so he's going to operate that way, and that'll be fine.
Well, he has been pitching exceptionally well. He has won 2 straight and 5 of his last 6 decisions. In his last 2 games, he went 8 innings against Pittsburgh, allowed only 2 earned runs and 1. Last time he went 9 and really did not allow an earned run in beating the Cubs. Here's the Expo lineup: White, San Angelo, Cordero, Segui, Fletcher, and Lansing, Tarasco, Andrews, and Alvarez. Rondell White. Ball 1. Ismael, 10-7, 1-1 against Montreal, 2-1 lifetime. By the way, and we will watch this game carefully, San Diego failed to score in the first inning at Philadelphia. Rondell White had a 14-game hitting streak go down the drain yesterday when he went 0 for 4. And he was reasonably contained. He had 1 RBI in the 3 games with the Padres. Fastball on the corner. The Expos are not quite the same team without Moises Alou. He is the team leader. Alou has a bad shoulder. His father, the manager, said that his son told him it's uncomfortable. No real pain, but it's uncomfortable. So they're going to make a decision later in the week about him. Breaking ball, a hopper, foul as Wallach over there to knock it down. Moises Alou has a sore right shoulder that's caused by a flap tear in the right labrum into the shoulder joint. I think you have to be an orthopedic surgeon to understand it all, but apparently it just locks and gets very uncomfortable. So whether they're going to have to operate or not, they'll have to make that decision. He missed 2 games in June, and now this will be another one. He came out of the game on Friday, so this means 3 in a row he's failed to start. Good fastball, rings up White. So Ismael Valdez strikes out Rondell White. FP San Angelo. He likes to go by the initials. His real name is Frank Paul. Born in Livonia, Missouri, and lives in El Dorado Hills in California. And FP pops it up. DeShields calling as he backs out. Quickly, 2 out. And the batter will be Will Cordero. Take a look at the Dodgers with the leather now. Karros, DeShields, Offerman, and Wallach. Fonville, Butler, Mondesi, Piazza behind the plate. Valdez on the mound. And little Chad, for the 2nd day in a row, will have a lot of room to roam. Will Cordero, the young shortstop, batting .302. He has 7 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Cordero had a sciatica nerve strain in his left hip. He was out for 3 games, but he came back against the Padres. Line drive foul off the protective railing. Boy, a lot of people can be thankful that thing didn't get in there. That was going a mile a minute. One ball and 2 strikes to Will Cordero. Late on the fastball again. Ismael Valdez trying to win his 11th, trying to win 6 out of 7. The Dodgers have won 15 and lost 10 in the games that he has pitched this year. He is 2-1 in his career against Montreal. High fly ball, hooking foul down the left field line, and that will go back into the crowd. Talking about the crowd, you might be interested to know that they are averaging a little more than 19,000 a game here. They went over the million mark in 52 dates. The Montreal Expos, with the lowest payroll of any team in the National League, about 11 million. Ground ball to DeShields. So the Expos are gone in order 1, 2, 3, and this crowd into the game already. No score.
Are you tired of having lenders dictate the terms of your loan? Well, call the Money Store. At the Money Store, you can help decide the terms for refinancing your mortgage or getting a home equity loan. Just call 1-800-LOAN-YES and tell them the amount you want to borrow and how much you can afford to pay each month. Then the Money Store will structure the loan to meet your needs. That's right. Now there's a lender that works with you and lets you help decide the terms of your loan. So call the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES.
Farmer John, the tradition continues with the only wieners that deliver the freshness of locally dressed corn-fed pork. And the beef in both Farmer John wieners and beef franks, always juicy, fresh, domestic beef. He uses no meat byproducts, extenders, fillers, or mechanically separated meat. Just delicious domestic beef and pork. And, of course, his unique blend of natural herbs and spices. Been that way for nearly 50 years. Yesterday and today, wieners and beef franks from Farmer John.
Some people think of gasoline as a little dot in the expansive field of life. Then there are those who recognize the importance of great gasoline, like Unical 76 and the feel of the gasoline groove. Yeah, the groove of a smooth drive, uninhibited motion that makes you want to keep moving to the groove. Going down long, curvy roads, driving free to your own beat as your car's engine grooves to a great gasoline from Unical 76. Keep your eye on the ball, baby.
There they are, Jaime Jarrín and Rene Cardenas, bringing you all the action in Spanish on the KTLA secondary audio program channel and on KWKW radio 1330 AM. Michael Noto at the controls, and alongside them you can see my buddies Ross and Rick, and in the background Bob Wall, who is taking good care of the radio broadcast. Eric Karras, Raul Mondesi, Delino DeShields. No score, second inning. Karras, a hungry hitter, 0 for 12 in New York. Eric, who played such a major part in the Dodgers having such a successful homestand, struggling a little bit now out on the road. Comebacker, and Alvarez has it, and that takes care of Eric. Boy, this is an amazing game. The highs and the lows. I mean, there's Eric, as hard a working a guy as there is on the club, as dedicated as anybody there is on the club. Still working hard, still dedicated. Now suddenly you can't buy a hit. Raul Mondesi. He will check in with a .300 average, 18 home runs, 65 runs batted in. Breaking ball missing. 1 ball and no strikes. Mondesi 1 for 4 yesterday. Breaking ball fooled him. 1-1. To repeat, San Diego failed to score in the first inning at Philadelphia. The Dodgers are in the second inning in Montreal, no score. And we'll be right here with you tomorrow night. Kevin Tapani and Carlos Perez at 4:35. Fastball missed. 2-1 to Raul Mondesi. Delino DeShields on deck. Tavo Alvarez, the first Mexican-born player for the Expos. Curveball hit back a third. Long throw by Shane Andrews on a bounce to get him. That's the AstroTurf bounce from Andrews to Segui. He's taken over for Sean Berry, and from the line he just let it hit the rug, and it was able to beat Mondesi. Delino DeShields coming up. Delino made a start the 25th of July against Houston and then just sat down until yesterday. And he swung the bat very well yesterday and promptly bangs one the other way for a base hit now. So DeShields perhaps feels he has something to prove. He was sitting down a long time yesterday. He had a bunt single, a line single to right, and a home run. He also had a stolen base. Now he gets a base hit first time up tonight. He wouldn't be the first player in those circumstances to come into a game with that feeling. So that'll bring up long the favorite here, Tim Wallach. Tim batting .255. This will be the beginning of a rather serious test for Wallach. The Dodgers, remember, play 7 straight games on AstroTurf. 3 here, 4 in Philadelphia. And it is a big test for Tim's back. As you can see, he's already struggled, but so did everybody else in Cincinnati and New York. Dodgers have lost 4 straight for the 5th time this year. They're in, no doubt, their least favorite ballpark. Delino DeShields has stolen 22 bases. One ball and no strikes on Tim Wallach. 2 outs, second inning, no score. The Dodgers have been running lately, and they've been very successful. They've stolen 26 out of the last 31. Delino peering across the diamond at Joe Malfitano. 1 ball and no strikes to Tim Wallach. On deck, Chad Fonville. Unintentionally fouled away. Fastball up and in, and the count 1-1. Tavo Alvarez working against Tim Wallach. Alvarez was at Ottawa. Began the year in West Palm Beach on rehab. Faced Rochester and Columbus a couple of times, and they decided he was ready. David Segui holding the corner on Delino. Wallach checking again. He was a pinch hitter yesterday, struck out, and then finished up the game at third. Off the rubber is Alvarez, so there's quite a duel going on between DeShields and Alvarez, and all the while Wallach trying to exert a little patience waiting at the plate. 1-1. There goes DeShields late. Throw down to second, gets away from Lansing. backed up by Cordero, and DeShields able to get back without a play on him. It's one of those things. Delino, a smart base runner, started to go, and then I think he felt, you know, I really didn't get a good jump. And once he was able to make Fletcher commit to second, then he could just walk back to first. Two and one to Tim Wallach. Oh, that was close. That was very close. Boy, Delino just didn't make it. Alvarez very quick in coming over there. Big lead, and look at that. The tag on the elbow and the hand just on the bag ahead of it. That's what Delino wanted to see, the best move Alvarez had. Off the rubber. Cat and mouse. And Wallach at the plate. Kevin Tapani and Carlos Perez tomorrow night. Ramon Martinez and Jeff Pacero Wednesday night. Pitch out, no action. The team that has really given the Montreal Expos a bad time would be the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies have beaten the Expos 7 out of 8 times. The Dodgers, going head to head with the Rockies, have beaten them 7 out of 10. So in a sense, Montreal has kept the Rockies tied with the Dodgers. Now they try to undermine the Dodgers. With DeShields going, there's a fly ball to center to Rondell White, and that will be that. No runs, a hit, a man left, and at the end of an inning and a half, no score.
To the world, they're the Johnsons, that nice, quiet couple. That very nice, very quiet couple. But to El Torito, they're fire eaters. Their burning passion, El Torito's spicy new fire eaters. Hot chicken burritos, fiery enchiladas, spicy beefy chimneys. 3 hot new dishes with a cool offer. Free fried ice cream. Fire eaters from El Torito. They'll ignite the fire in you.
George, I understand you met your mother on the boat today.
Oh, no, I've known her for a long time.
Well, tell us about the Jeep summer clearance.
It's the action, where the action is.
So, what would you say to someone who says their sport utility is better than Jeep Grand Cherokee?
How's your headache?
Right now, you can lease one for just $269 a month. Say, George, what do you think of a deal like that?
But in a lifetime, if you have 3 or 4, you're very, very lucky.
Yeah, the Jeep summer clearance of the decade at your California Jeep and Eagle dealers. Who else?
Angels Baseball is brought to you by El Torito. Try our spicy new fire eaters. 3 hot new dishes with a cool offer. Free fried ice cream.
Don't forget Cap Night with the Phillies on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th. That's a 6:05 game. And all fans receiving a free Dodger cap, compliments of Target. And you can call 224-1-HIT with the area code of 213. The lines will be open throughout the game. That's a strike to David Segui. Segui is a manager's delight. In fact, Felipe Alou has spoken, saying he hopes the team will sign him to a long-term contract. Line foul down the line. Alou was quoted as saying, "This guy is the perfect role model for the young people on our team because of the way he works and the kind of person he is." And then Alou said, "But we don't always sign these players." There's a looping base hit for Segui. And he's going to go for 2, and he is in there. As the Dodgers look sleepy on that play, and Segui gives them a wake-up call. The other thing that Felipe Alou said about sometimes we don't sign a player like Segui, he says it's a little like when you were younger and you didn't want to like a girl too much in case you couldn't marry her. Great way to put it. Well, anyway, they're in love with Segui, but we'll see if management goes all the way and marries him. Here's ball one to Darren Fletcher. So Segui starts right off and turns a single into a double, and now Fletcher, Lansing, and Carrasco trying to pick him up. For Segui, his 16th double. Fastball on the corner. 1-1. San Diego got a run in the second inning. They're still at bat. And now the third out has just registered, so they're going to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 San Diego. We're in the bottom of the second, no score, and Montreal trying to do something about it. Ever since Olympic Stadium was built, it has been a house of horrors for the Dodgers. The Dodgers have played 109 games in this stadium. They've won 45 and lost 64. And they've lost 7 straight here. Time call. Segui at second, nobody out. Fletcher, an ex-Dodger, trying to pick him up. Darren hitting .315. Delino DeShields comes in to say something to Ismael, at least to plant a seed in the mind of David Segui. But Fletcher is pretty much of a pull hitter, and the Dodgers' right side of the infield is very deep. In fact, DeShields is a couple of feet out into right field. So it's up to Offerman to contain Segui. 2-1. And it's a slicing fly ball that Fonville will catch. Tagging up is Segui. Fonville's throw to Wallach is offline, and Segui is at third with 1 out. So Fletcher hits it deep enough the other way to move his man over a notch. Now it's up to Mike Lansing. Now Mike Lansing has got to be hungry. He failed to advance 7 batters yesterday, and he's been a guy who has been thriving in run batted in situations. 7 home runs, 44 RBIs, but not yesterday. The laser, as they call him. Breaking ball on the corner. Lansing is tied for 8th in the league. He's piled up 25 doubles. He's had a 4 RBI game against the Mets this year. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ismael Valdez, no score in the second, but Segui 90 feet away. There's David down the line. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's a good time to point out, with a runner at third and following that pitch, that Valdez has 1 wild pitch, which is a heck of a difference than Hideo Nomo, who has 13 wild pitches. Of course, Ismael, his buddy, does not throw a forkball, not yet, but they're so close. You got to figure that someday Hideo's going to say, Ismael, my pal, this is how you do it. Fastball, foul back. Here's Hideo, not disillusioned, but he was welcome to the big leagues yesterday. Struck out 13. That's all well and good, but he gave up 3 taters or home runs, and it done him in. 2-2 to Lansing. Fastball fouled away again. Still 2-2. This will not be the last time the Dodgers see the Expos, the Eastern teams that we are playing now will come to the Dodgers, starting with the Mets, Montreal, and then Philadelphia. Fastball hit down the right field line, foul. So we can give you the dates. The Mets will come in on the 29th of August, 29th, 30th, and 31st. That would be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. Montreal will come in for the weekend. That would be September 1, 2, and 3. Then Philadelphia will start on Labor Day night, a 6:05 game. And they'll be in there 4th, 5th, and 6th. Talking about Philadelphia, they've just come back to get a run and tie up the Padres. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Still 2-2. Big foul on that slow curveball. So a big battle here, no score. Montreal with a runner at third. David Segui, 1 out in the 2nd inning, no score. They do not have a big scoreboard here that shows scores of other games. So it's not as if the Dodgers are right up to the minute on the San Diego-Philadelphia game as they would be in other ballparks. Fastball fouled away again. Now tucked up in there, you can see Atlanta-Houston. But you have to wait for the score. It's not like they just stick it up there and you can see every single. I mean, the Dodgers don't care. Chicago, Detroit, Kansas City, Milwaukee, big deal. There's one game on their mind besides this one. And that should get the run in. A long fly ball to Butler. Tagging is Segui. Butler's going to try and get him anyway, but David is home. So the hustle of David Segui, who turned a single into a leg double on Chad Fonville, is cashed in, and that's why Alou loves him so much. Much to his credit, and then Lansing picked him up. So 1-0 Montreal in the 2nd inning. Tony Tarasco, who had been in a terrible slump, he was 0 for 25. A strike. Tarasco broke out of that 0 for 25 slump against the Phillies' Tommy Green, but he is not doing very much, hitting .248. Big slow curveball for a strike, and the count 0-2. Tarasco, 9 home runs, 30 RBIs, very strong. But as you can see, last 10 games, nothing, which will happen. One ball and 2 strikes to Tony Tarasco. 1-0 Montreal, bottom of the 2nd inning. Two and 2. Carrasco not quite ready. Time called. I think Tony might get caught up in that goal chain. Popped it up. It'll be Jose Offerman. So that'll do it for Tarasco. That run belongs to David Segui. It was Segui who took a looping single and refused to accept it, and it was cashed in for the run.
In business, you can't always count on an easy road to success. But you can count on AT&T, because only AT&T guarantees you a competitive price. Our 1-800-COMPARE Center will give you an immediate side-by-side price comparison, and we're so sure that our prices are competitive that if you don't agree, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance, up to $200. These days, you can't count on much, but you can count on AT&T for the life of your business.
Oh,
All the way from France, huh? Welcome to L.A., home of disappearing football teams.
You're right, it's not funny, it's sad.
First one team leaves, then the other team leaves. I mean, what do we have left?
We still have our memories.
And our Nike turf shoes? Hold me.
Oh. No, whatever.
This Dodgers game is brought to you by Jack in the Box Restaurants. Watch out, Mac. Jack's back.
He took the stand-up world by storm. His first TV show went straight to #1. He's a writer, a producer, a comedian. Is there anything Jerry Seinfeld cannot do?
Take me out to the ball game.
Did we mention he's a comedian? Seinfeld, coming to Channel 5, 5 nights a week this fall.
1-0 Expos. We're going to the third inning with Chad Fonville, followed by Ismael Valdez, and then Brett Butler. Big day. 7 years ago on this day, Tommy Lasorda won his 1,000th career game, and the Dodgers beat the Expos. So we will see if he can celebrate his anniversary tonight with a win, although it certainly started off badly for him. On a looping single, turned into a double, and eventually the scoring fly ball. 1-0 Montreal. 2-0 to Chad Fonville. Little Chad still posting good numbers and a little 5-game streak. In there. 2-1. Fonville made his first career start in left field yesterday. He did play a little outfield in the Hawaiian League, in the Winter League. Foul ball right in front of Amalfitano. That foul ball almost got Raul Mondesi. I think he stretched his right leg in trying to dive for cover. That almost got him. 3-2 to Fonville. Chad has 11 walks in his last 20 games. He gives you a very little strike zone. Right back at Alvarez. He knocks it down, throws him out. Nice play. He's handled 2 now. Karros hit the ball very hard back at him in the second inning. So apparently he is a pretty good defensive pitcher as well. And with 1 out, the batter will be Ismael Valdez. So 2 young fellas from Mexico facing each other here in Montreal. Valdez, not much of a hitter. He does have a run batted in. He has 4 hits and strikes out about half the time. Valdez is from Victoria, Tamaulipas, Mexico. Tavo is from Obregon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball and a half swing. 1-2. We're in the top of the third. Montreal leading the Dodgers 1-0. San Diego and Philadelphia, last we saw, 1-1 in the third. Curveball hit slowly to third. Andrews short hops, throws on the run to get him. Nice play by Shane. 2 out in the third inning, and Brett Butler coming up. If you just joined us, in the second inning, David Segui looped one over the head of Offerman, and Fonville, who was playing deep, took his time getting to the ball, and Segui promptly turned a single into a double, and that's been the difference. Fletcher's fly ball got him to third, and then David scored on Lansing's fly ball. So it's 1-0 Montreal. Butler flied to right in the first inning. You may remember he had that stretch where he had 15 hits and 20 at-bats. Ball 1. So the 2 greatest stretches Of any two players in the National League this year, Brett Butler and Mike Benjamin of the Giants. And what was nice, 7 or 8 of those hits were while his mom, who was dying, was watching him in Chicago. 2 balls, no strikes. So Butler trying to get aboard, and he has the count his way, 3-0. Jose Offerman on deck. And there's ball 4. So a 2-out pass to Butler, and that will bring up Jose Offerman. Butler this year has 2 more walks than strikeouts. And no doubt congratulating Segui for his hustle when he got down to first. Players admire that in other players, and especially a veteran like Butler. Jose Offerman. Alvarez off the rubber. Remember that cat and mouse game he played with Delino DeShields? Now he has the same thing with Butler. Butler has 23 stolen bases, 23 out of 30. Yesterday stole second and third. Ball 1. Fletcher out to talk to Alvarez, so timeout. Again tomorrow night right here on KTLA Channel 5, Kevin Tapani and the left-hander who's certainly fun to watch. I don't know about hitting against him, Carlos Perez. Carlos 1-1 against the Dodgers. And for Tapani, this is his first look at the great indoors of Montreal. Then Wednesday, exclusively on KABC in the Dodger Radio Network, Ramon Martinez and Jeff Fassero. Fassero, the left-hander, 4-2 in his career against the Dodgers. A little extra spice in the Fassero game because his name was brought up many times in possible trades that never materialized. 1-1 to Jose. Butler cracked on the arm by Jerry DiPoto the other night, diving back to the bag at first, but he didn't miss a beat. It looked like it would keep him out for a day or so, but no way. On the corner, 1-2. Bill Hahn is the plate umpire. Steve Ripley is the umpire at first. Larry Poncino is the umpire at second, and the umpire at third is Bob Davidson. He was the umpire who took it upon himself to forfeit the game on ball night at Dodger Stadium. Fred Clare, vice president for the Dodgers, met with National League president Leonard Coleman to appeal the forfeiture, but nothing forthcoming yet. They're going to the 4th inning in Philadelphia in a 1-1 tie. 1-2 to Offerman. Ground ball, and it's right to Lansing. And that'll be that. A walk and a man left. The Dodgers have left 2, and at the end of 2.5 innings, Montreal 1 and the Dodgers nothing. And Martinez 2-2 pitch is a flare to left. Kelly is there. Martinez has got it. A no-hitter, and he is being mobbed by his teammates. The New York Mets visit Dodger Stadium August 29th, 30th, and 31st. Wednesday the 30th, kids 14 and under will receive a Dodger backpack, compliments of Pizza Hut.
This Dodgers game is brought to you by Coca-Cola Classic. Always a home run. Always Coca-Cola.
Bottom of the third inning, 1-0 in favor of Montreal. You want to know the effect that Hideo Nomo has had on big league baseball? They know he pitched in New York, but they have come out tonight just to say hello to him and wish him well. So the Asian community is well represented, and I'm sure Hideo really appreciates it. By the way, if you were looking at the line score, you saw for the Dodgers no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. We were talking about a leg double for Segui, but they're going to give Fonville an error, having trouble with the base hit. So if you're keeping score, make Segui's drive to left a single and give Fonville the error. Shane Andrews, he got chewed out yesterday, but he's in the lineup today. Why did he get chewed out yesterday? He was late. And Felipe Alou had quite a few words to say to him. Shane Andrews hitting 194. I mean, if you're going to be late, you had better not be hitting 194. Hit 300 and oh, the traffic, I see. But now 194. I mean, get with the program, Shane. Felipe had a few words. Shane is from Dallas, Texas, of course. I mean, you'd have to be from Texas to be named Shane, but he lives in Carlsbad, New Mexico, and down he goes. Call me anything, but don't call me late for supper. 1 away, and the batter will be Tavo Alvarez. You see that little smile on Valdez's face. Maybe they know each other. If they don't, you can bet they are certainly conscious of the fact they both hail from Mexico. Valdez grounded to third, and we'll see what Alvarez does. One ball, one strike. Check me on the corner, 0-2. Fouled away. Montreal 1, Dodgers nothing. Bottom of the third. First game of the 3-game series. Tapani and Perez tomorrow night. Martinez Facero Wednesday night. One and 2. Alvarez first big league game. Foul back. Watch Alvarez, well, actually Valdez on this pitch. It's fouled away. And another foul. Boy, he's a pleasant kid. I mean, he is the nicest kid. One ball, two strikes. Oh, yes, a little too much heat. A little too much hot taco sauce on that fastball. So 2 down here in the third. Hideo says, sure, you got a ways to go. Nomo with 13. But his buddy picked up his third. And the batter now will be Rondell White, who struck out in the first inning. Fouled away. Rondell hitting .275, 10 home runs, 42 runs batted in. One and one. Montreal leading 1-0. A looping single to left. Fonville had a little trouble coming up with it cleanly. Segui took the extra bait, and 2 fly balls got him home. 2-1 the count to Rondell White. Chased a bad ball, and the count 2-2. So apparently, as Dave Wallace said, the Dodgers have removed that artificial nail, the acrylic nail, and Valdez has been pitching very well without it. He has won 5 of his last 6 decisions, and of course it's awfully hard to pick off anything, but you don't see any sign of blood underneath the nail of the index finger so far. Foul back. Good fastball. Two down, bases empty, 1-0 Montreal, bottom of the third. 3-2 to Rondell White. Fouled away. On deck is F.P. Santangelo. Three and two. On the hands, pulled back a third. Long throw for Wallach. Got him. Nice play for Tim. So that'll do it for the Expos in the third. Ross will be along in a minute. And at the end of 3, 1-0 Montreal.
Southwest Airlines is having a sale.
I don't understand it. Southwest already has the lowest fares, and now you're having a sale?
Yep. Now you can fly to Oakland, San Jose, or Sacramento for $49 and to Seattle or Portland for only $89.
I mean, it's a great deal, but I kind of feel like I'm taking advantage of them.
Just purchase your tickets 7 days in advance and by September 7th. Travel through January 9th.
I mean, Southwest having a sale? Isn't that redundant?
Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. The low-fare airline.
You know, people are always asking me, what's it like to run Jack in the Box? I tell them, it's great. I have a corner office, terrific employees, a nice little jet, and products I believe in, like the Jumbo Jack. It's my classic jumbo burger with fresh lettuce and tomato, and it's still just 99 cents. But you know what I like best about running a company? No matter how crazy my ideas are, I still get to do them.
At Lexus, we'd like to thank you for making us #1 in customer satisfaction for an unprecedented 5th year in a row. So now we're celebrating with a sales event. With Lexus corporate support, you can now get the best values of the year, whether you buy or lease an ES300 or any other award-winning Lexus model. The customer satisfaction sales event, where the values are overflowing, but only until September 4th at your Southern California Lexus dealer.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Canada. This is the game the Dodgers figured to win. Valdez against Alvarez, because the next 2 nights they got to go against Carlos Perez, who's 9-1 here at Olympic Stadium, and then the next night Jeff Fassero, who's won 12. But so far, Montreal leading 1-0. The Dodgers still having trouble scoring runs. They've averaged 2 runs a game since they left home, and they're 0-4 on the trip. Let's go to the 4th, and Mike Piazza to lead it off against Tavo Alvarez. Piazza grounded to short his first time up. The Dodgers have had only 1 hit. Delano DeShields' 2-out single in the 2nd inning. Brett Butler drew a walk in the 3rd inning. Alvarez has 2 types of fastballs, and he can get up 88, 92 miles per hour at best. They tell us that the changeup is his 2nd best pitch. He's been working on a curveball. Throws his changeup with 3 fingers. Broken bat, fly ball to left field. San Angelo there to make the catch. Piazza's been cracking a lot of bats the last month. One out. That'll bring on Eric Karras, trying to fight his way out of an 0 for 15 slump. Karras bounced back to the pitcher his first time up. And that'll be out of play. Almost made the roof. Matt Williams of the Giants last year hit the roof in a game here. It came down. Mike Lansing caught it. Yeah, Matt was out. Only time it's ever happened at Olympic Stadium. And Karras in a whole 0-2. The Big O. Side of the 1976 Summer Olympic game. And Karras down on strikes. And for Alvarez, his first major league strikeout. Pretty good heat on this one. 2 gone for Mondesi. We put one back a third to Shane Andrews in the second. Andrews made a good play to get him. Tavo Alvarez won't be 24 until November. This is inside ball 1. Tavo Alvarez's story reminds us of the one of Butch Husky of the Mets. Both overweight in spring camp, both put on their club's restricted list. Told they couldn't play until they lost some weight. Mondesi takes ball 2, 2-0. Alvarez checked in at West Palm Beach this spring weighing 259 pounds. By the end of spring training, weighed 262. Expos management said, that's it. You don't play till you lose something. He's now down to 238. And making his major league debut tonight. 2-1 to Mondesi. Butch Husky of the Mets got so heavy that the New York organization sent him out to the Duke University weight clinic. They listed him at 244 pounds in spring training. 1-0 Montreal, 4th inning, 2 out, nobody on for the Dodgers. And that's it, foul. 2-2 to Mondesi. Montreal baseball writer Jeff Blair had a good line today when he wrote that the Dodgers are in the middle of their personal Bermuda Triangle portion of the schedule. 3-city trip to New York, Montreal, and Philadelphia. The Dodgers have lost 70 of their last 102 games in those 3 cities, and 28 of the last 33 here. I wonder if Mondesi cracked that bat. Sounded like it. Yes, he did. Or maybe not. Took a look at it, started back to the dugout, and then said, no, it's okay. I was wondering if any other teams have the trouble at Olympic Stadium the Dodgers have. And in checking today, I find that the only club that comes close is San Diego. There's a breaking ball, bounced past Amalfitano. Roberto Kelly, Expo, seated in the front of the dugout over there. Mark Guthrie had to scramble out. He's just now sitting down. Another ground ball foul. I'll tell you, Monty's got them shook up over there. They're waving the white towel. They want to surrender. Ramon's going to pitch Wednesday night. He's in charge of the towel brigade. The Padres are 11-25 in Montreal since 1990. But they just won the last 2 here. Mondesi sends a fly ball down the left field line. San Angelo coming over, and he runs out of room. Cordero went out as well. San Diego lost here Friday night. Won Saturday night, won yesterday. First time the Padres have won a series at Olympic Stadium since July of 1991. And they wound up splitting 6 up here this year. The Astros since 1990 are 12-18 at Olympic Stadium. That one is ball 3, 3-2 to Mondesi. An unearned run scored by the Expos in the second inning. Valdez made the mistake of getting an 0-2 pitch over the plate, and David Segui singled, and then Chad Fonville, playing his second game in pro ball in left field, seemed a little nonchalant in fielding it, bobbled it for an error. Segui went to second. He eventually scored on a fly ball by Mike Lansing. And Mondesi strikes out. So Alvarez gets his first 2 strikeouts in the big leagues back-to-back. Dodgers go in order. And at the end of 3 1/2, 1-0 Montreal.
Oh, Cliff, do you have a second? Sure. Listen, I know we're not getting the savings that you expected from our new long-distance company, but I have a solution here. We could go back to AT&T at a guaranteed competitive price.
Thank you, Brian.
Cliff, I've solved our long-distance savings problems. Look, AT&T guarantees competitive prices.
Nice work, Danielle.
Switch to AT&T for guaranteed competitive prices. Call 1-800-COMPARE. In fact, we'll give you 1 month's worth of long distance up to $200 if you don't agree.
Cliff.
AT&T, for the life of your business.
I'm having a lot of fun this season.
Swung on a drill to deep left center field, and this ball is gone. Swung on, it's hit to the gap. He's done it again and tied up the game. Mr. Clutch, that's Eric Karros.
Why don't you come out to Dodger Stadium and join in on the fun?
The Dodgers host the Montreal Expos in a Labor Day weekend series, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 of our 35,000-mile all-season steel-belted tires at an incredible low $109 at Pep Boys now.
FP San Angelo leads off for Montreal in the 4th against Ismael Valdez, 1-0 Expos. And FP takes a strike. San Angelo's father, Frank San Angelo, has been a high school coach up in the Placerville, California area for 25 years. So son goes by FP. He popped to second his first time up. San Angelo came up August 2nd when catcher Tim Spear went on the disabled list. And in 2 of his first 3 games, FP had 3 hits in each game. One ball, 2 strikes. Will Cordero on deck, and then David Segui. Valdez has pitched 2 wonderful games against the Expos this year. Jams San Angelo, and he fouls it back. Ismael lost 2-1 to Montreal in May, and then beat him 5-1 with the distance and struck out 10 early in June. They're going to the 5th at Philadelphia. Padres won, Phillies won. Andy Ashby and Sid Fernandez tonight. Phillies extended manager Jim Fragosi's contract through next year today. And Valdez has another strikeout. So he has fanned 3 of the last 4 Montreal batters to face him. 4 strikeouts overall. The chase for the National League West pennant is heating up, and it's not too late, folks, to become a Dodger season ticket holder and enjoy all the action of this season, including postseason play. Your package will include all the remaining special events. Call 213-224-1365 for season tickets, open throughout the game tonight. Cordero grounded to DeShields his first time up, and he takes inside ball 1. Will Cordero is one of only 2 National League hitters this year to have 3 hits in the game off Greg Maddux. And he drills one to left center, and that's going to find the alley and go all the way to the wall. Cordero into second with a 1-out double. He's probably the best fastball hitter on the Montreal club. And he gave that one a ride up the alley. Fastball, and Cordero, who is second in the National League in doubles behind Mark Grace of the Cubs. has his 31st two-base hit of the season. Oh, in case you're wondering, the other National League hitter with 3 hits in the game off Greg Maddux this year, Al Martin of the Pirates. All right, here's Segui, who singled and scored the lone run back in the 2nd inning. Segui's been a very steady hitter all year long. Batting .332 at the moment. He's hit safely now in 50 of 57 games. Dallas Green got mad at David in New York this year because he bulked up in the offseason. And Green thought he lost some of the quickness in his bat. But Segui seems to have proved him wrong. He hit a home run of Hideo Nomo at Shea Stadium earlier in the year. Valdez hadn't gotten Segui yet this year. David's 3 for 3 against the Rockies. And that's a high strike. 1-1 to Segui, the son of former Major Leaguer Diego Segui, and David didn't like the call by Bill Hahn. If you've just joined us, this is the umpiring quartet, at least 3/4 of the quartet, that worked the forfeited game recently between the Dodgers and the Cardinals in Los Angeles. The crew chief, Jim Quick, is not here. He is on vacation. The third base umpire, Bob Davidson, is here. He is the man who really called a forfeit the other night when it was Quick's responsibility. Davidson's also the same fella who picked up a baseball that night after calling the forfeit and threw it into the dugout and hit Chris Gwynn on the knee. Chris Gwynn went on the disabled list a couple of days later, not because Bob Davidson aggravated the injury, but the Dodgers made sure that was in their report to National League President Lynn Coleman. And you know, sometimes privately umpires get fined by league presidents and we never know about it. All right, Dave Wallace back in the dugout. The count 1-1 to Segui with Darren Fletcher on deck. 1-0 Expos, bottom of the 4th. The Rockies are not playing tonight. Fastball's there. Strike 2, 1-2. So after this one, the Dodgers will either be a half a game ahead or half a game behind Colorado. The Rockies open a series in Denver tomorrow night against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Giants are trailing in New York tonight 1-0 in the 3rd inning. It's Bill Pulsiver over Jamie Brewington. Here's a ground ball to Karras. Picks it up. He'll need Valdez to cover. And they get the 2nd out of the inning, and Will Cordero goes to 3rd base. That'll bring on Darren Fletcher. Fletcher lifted a fly ball deep enough to left center field of the 2nd inning to move Segui over after the catch. It was the 1st out, and then Lansing's fly ball to Butler got the run home. Darren, the ex-Dodger, having a terrific 2nd half. He has hit almost .390 since the All-Star break. Hit almost .330 here at Olympic Stadium this year. And Valdez gets the fastball in for a strike, 0-1. Ryan Thompson's sacrifice fly in New York has been the only run. And now the Giants don't score in the 4th. The next pitch on the way is swung on and lifted into shallow right center. Mondesi and Butler, and it's Mondesi to make the catch. So the Expos waste the 1-out double by Cordero. Valdez is out of it. We go to the 5th. It's still 1-0 Expos.
George, I understand you met your mother on the boat today.
Oh, no, I've known her for a long time.
Well, tell us about the Jeep summer clearance.
It's the action, where the action is.
So, what would you say to someone who says their sport utility is better than Jeep Grand Cherokee?
How's your headache?
Right now, you can lease one for just $269 a month. Say, George, what do you think of a deal like that?
That in a lifetime, if you have 3 or 4, you're very, very lucky.
Yeah, the Jeep summer clearance of the decade at your California Jeep and Eagle dealers. Who else?
Circuit City's got unbeatable computer savings every day, and that means there's no better place to buy your new computer. Get unbeatable low prices on all the top brands like Apple, IBM, Packard Bell, AST, Compaq, Hewlett-Packard, and NEC. Right now, get this Packard Bell multimedia computer with color monitor and more, just $1399.97. Or this Packard Bell multimedia computer with 100 megahertz Pentium processor, color monitor and more for just $1999.97. Circuit City, the computer experts.
At Lexus, we'd like to thank you for making us #1 in customer satisfaction for an unprecedented 5th year in a row. So now we're celebrating with a sales event. With Lexus corporate support, you can now get the best values of the year, whether you buy or lease an ES300 or any other award-winning Lexus model. A customer satisfaction sales event where the values are overflowing, but only until September 4th at your Southern California Lexus dealer.
This Dodgers game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline.
Here's a baseball trivia question for you. Who's the only player in Major League history to hit home runs in each of his first 2 career at-bats? Give you the answer a little bit later. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Ross Porter with Vin Scully and Rick Monday. We go to the 5th inning in Montreal. 1-0 Expos. Delino DeShields, who has the only Dodger hit, Octavio Alvarez, takes a strike. Delino grounded one to the left to third baseman Shane Andrews with 2 men out in the 2nd inning. Butler walked in the 3rd. Dodgers haven't had anybody pass first base yet against this 23-year-old right-hander out of Mexico. And Delino's in a hole. 0-2. They're going to the 5th at Veterans Stadium. Padres won, Phillies won. Ashby and Fernandez. And Delino strikes out. So Alvarez has fanned 3 in a row. First 3 strikeouts in the big leagues. Delino had 4 hits in his previous 5 at bats. Here's Wallach, who flied to center his first time up. Up the middle into center field. So the man who broke into the majors with Montreal in September of 1980, Tim Wallach, comes back and comes up with a hit. He'd been 2 for 21 against Montreal pitching this year. And he's happy to come up with a hit there. Chad Fonville will be the batter. Remember, the Dodgers claimed Chad on waivers from Montreal earlier in the year. He'd been with the Giants organization before that. Fonville bounced one back to Alvarez his first time up. That's good for a strike. Here's our first final score of the night in the majors. Milwaukee beats Kansas City 3-1. First game of a doubleheader. Gary Gaetti hit his 27th home run for the Royals. 1-0 Expos, 5th inning. Dodgers trying to halt a 4-game skid. Down the left field line and barely foul. Fonville stopped. That would have been embarrassing had it hit the line. There's Roberto Kelly's father, Jose, who's along on this road trip. Jose is 60 years old, and until last year he played third base for his church's baseball team in Panama. Think he looks like Roberto? I'd say so. Roberto's been using a liniment on his surgically repaired wrist sent to him by Jose. Ground ball into left field, a base hit for Fonville, and Wallach will stop at second. So the Dodgers have 2 on for the first time tonight. 1 out. Valdez coming up to be followed by Butler. And now the Dodgers with 3 hits off Alvarez. Valdez had a little topper up along third, and Andrews charged in him a nice pickup and threw him out in the 3rd inning. Expos a hold of conference. They tell us that liniment that Jose Kelly sent Roberto is unbelievably strong. It goes right through a trainer's glove. Vin said he was on the elevator the other day in New York with Mr. Kelly. And Vin said to him, "You know what, Mr. Kelly, you look just like Roberto." He said, "No, Roberto looks like me." Valdez shows bunt and missed, strike one, 0-1. Boy, the Expos were bringing everybody. Andrews and Segui sprinting toward the plate, and Ismail looking down to Malfitano as if to say, "Hey, I might hit one by these guys. Give me a chance." Oral Hershiser is trying to win his 11th game for the Indians tonight in Toronto, and Cleveland got him 4 runs in the second inning, so 4-0 at the end of 2. Detroit leading Chicago 2-1 in the 6th. Cecil Fielder's hit his 25th home run tonight for the Tigers with a man aboard. Valdez again shows bunt and takes ball 1, 1-1. Texas is mauling Minnesota 11-0. Would you believe, in the first inning, Juan Gonzalez hit a grand slam for the Rangers. Alvarez looking down to Fletcher. They charge, and a full swing and a ground ball foul. So the Dodgers took the bunt off, let the Rocket take his hack, and he bounced it foul, 1-2. In the National League tonight, Pittsburgh leading Florida 3-0. They're in the 5th. Houston and Atlanta scoreless in the 3rd. St. Louis, Cincinnati just started. Here's Valdez with a full swing and rolls it foul. Valdez has 4 hits this year and 47 at bats. Struck out about half the time. They let him swing, and he sends a flare into center field. Rondell White will catch it, and the runners get back. 2 outs. Here comes Brett Butler. He has flied to right and walked. At one point right before the All-Star break, Brett Butler was hitting .255 for the Mets. Then he got on fire. Did he ever? And at the moment he's hitting .309 as he stands at the plate. Of course, 3 consecutive 4-hit games will get you well in a hurry. 15 hits and 20 at bats. That tacks on 30 points in a couple of days. And Brett looks at a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. Montreal has played .500 ball in artificial fields, .500 ball against right-handed starters. They're 5 games under .500 in 1-run decisions, and they've lost all 3 extra inning games at home. Butler started this swing, held back, and it's outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. They're in the bottom of the 5th at Philadelphia. Padres won, Phillies won. Brian Johnson doubled in the San Diego run in the 2nd. And in the bottom of the 2nd, the Phillies tied it when Andy Van Slyke hit into a double play, and Darren Dalton scored. Butler takes low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Expos 1, Dodgers 0. Tim Wallach at second, Chad Fonville at first, 2 men out. Dodgers had a couple of singles here in the inning. Driven into right field. Coming up is Carrasco to make the catch. So Alvarez was fortunate. The ball was hit hard by Butler, but it results in the 3rd out. And again, the Dodger offense is stymied. 8 runs now in 4.5 games on the trip. 1-0 Montreal.
Southwest Airlines is having a sale.
I don't understand it. Southwest already has the lowest fares, and now you're having a sale?
Yep. Now you can fly to Oakland, San Jose, or Sacramento for $49 and to Seattle or Portland for only $89.
I mean, it's a great deal, but I kind of feel like I'm taking advantage of them.
Just purchase your ticket 7 days in advance and by September 7th. Travel through January 9th.
I mean, Southwest having a sale? Isn't that redundant?
Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. The low-fare airline.
3-2 pitch is swung on. A high drive into deep left center field. A grand slam home run for Raul Mondesi, the first grand slam of his career. Oh, what a moment. This ballpark exploded. The Phillies visit Dodger Stadium September 4th, 5th, and 6th. All fans at the 6:05 Labor Day game will receive a free Dodger cap, compliments of Target.
Want to go to Texas to see the Angels battle the Rangers? Genuine Chevrolet and KTLA Channel 5 can make it happen. Send a postcard to KTLA Angels, Box 3050 Hollywood 90078. Include your name, address, age, daytime phone number, and the words Genuine Chevrolet, and you're a finalist. Winner receives round-trip airfare, hotel, team jackets, and tickets to the games. We'll announce the winner during Channel 5's Angel telecast September 2nd. Genuine Chevrolet and Channel 5 want you to enter and win.
This Dodgers game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline.
Mike Lansing, the man they call a laser, leads off with the Expos in the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Montreal, and Valdez's first pitch is up, ball one. Mike has driven in the only run tonight. Fly ball to center field in the second inning, getting David Segui home after he'd singled, taken second on Fonville's error and left, and third on Fletcher's fly ball to the outfield. Laser went to Wichita State, same school produced the Dodgers' Darren Dreifert. Mike was playing for an independent team in Miami when the Expos signed him. Soft line drive to Offerman for the first out here in the fifth. That will bring on Tony Tarasco out of Santa Monica. Phillies take the lead on a run in the fifth inning down at Veterans Stadium. Pitcher Sid Fernandez drove it in on a ground out. Carl Everett has homered in New York for the Mets, and the Mets are leading the Giants now 2-0 at the end of 4.5. Bill Pulsifer working on a one-hitter for the Mets. 0-1 to Tarasco, the former Brave, who was hitting leadoff for a while, but Felipe Alou said he preferred him lower in the order because he caused more damage down there. He's hitting seventh tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 teams have given the Expos a bad time this season. Colorado's won 7 of 8 from Montreal, including 3 of 4 here. Atlanta's taken 7 of 10, and Houston 6 of 9. Sorry to hear that our old friend Henry Rodriguez, the ex-Dodger, is not expected back with the Expos till the middle of September. He's been out since early June with the fractured right tibia. Carrasco fouls it out of play. Moisey Alou missing his 3rd straight start for the Expos. They say he will need surgery to repair a small flap of his labrum, which keeps getting caught in his right shoulder joint. Expos think they may lose Mo Alou and Jeff Facero after this year. Ground ball up the middle and a base hit for Tony Tarasco. So he'd gone 3 for his last 48. And is he happy to see that one go through? It's only the 3rd hit off Ismael Valdez. And here comes Shane Andrews, who struck out swinging his first time up. Shane got his first 2 major league hits this year, and they were both home runs. One off Jim Gott, the other off Kevin Foster. Andrews reminds a lot of people of a young Rico Petrocelli, former Red Sox star. Breaking ball, slug to the left field corner. That's trouble. Fonville will play it off the wall, coming to third. Tarasco. He goes right through Jerry Manuel's stop sign. The throw to the plate to Piazza, and he is out. Jerry Manuel had Tarasco stopped all the way, and Tony went right through Jerry's sign, and the Dodgers got him on the relay. So Felipe Alou won't be too thrilled with Tony when he gets back into the dugout. See Jerry's hands up, had him stopped all the way. Piazza blocked the plate, held on to the ball, and Steve Ripley came down from the first base umpiring spot to make the call. Here's DeShields with the good throw toward the plate, taking it from Fonville, and they get Tarasco. Winding up at second is Shane Andrews. And now here's the pitcher, Alvarez. So we'll see if that turns out to be a big play in this game. We're in the 5th inning. Bounce up the middle. Offerman's got it. Takes his time and throws out the Montreal pitcher. 2 hits, but no runs for the Expos. See if that sparks the Dodgers. We go to the 6th. 1-0 Montreal.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. You know the beer, you know the taste. With Miller Genuine Draft, the world's a very cool place.
Yeah? Well, what do you think your dad would have done?
I've been asking myself that very same question. Well, hello, Frank. Come in.
Are the rumors true?
What rumors?
That our plant's closing. That we're leaving California because of our pollution or something. Then the layoffs.
No, that's not true, Frank.
I know a lot of people are very glad to hear that. Good night.
Good night. Why not just tell him the truth?
Because. The truth is, we're not moving.
We're not.
Remember that Edison rep who called? She stopped by today. Says there are things we can do to run this place cleaner and cheaper.
So we can stay.
Yeah, and even make some money.
So when did you decide?
Just now.
In your struggle to operate profitably and responsibly, with new ideas from Edison, you can do both.
This Dodgers game is brought to you by Southern California Edison. In your struggle to operate profitably and responsibly, with new ideas from Edison, you can do both.
Earlier, we asked you who's the only player in Big League history to build home runs each of his first 2 career at-bats. He played for the St. Louis Browns, September 14, 1951. Bob Neiman. He did it against the Red Sox at Fenway Park in Boston. To the 6th inning. Expos 1, Dodgers 0. Jose Offerman to lead it off against Tavo Alvarez. He's fly to center, bounced to second. And that's ball 1. Piazza on deck and then Karras. Dodgers have been limited to 3 singles. DeShields, Wallach, and Fonville have them. And Offerman gets hit on the leg. The second time Offerman has been hit by a pitch in 2 days. He wasn't happy yesterday in New York, and tonight he isn't too thrilled in Montreal as well. And Alvarez now has hit a batter in the big leagues. Third time off he's been hit by a pitch this year. He's been hitting .440 against Montreal coming into the game. And a lot of people say that's one reason Felipe Alou selected him for the National League All-Star team, because he's been doing so great against Felipe's ball club this year. All right, here's Piazza. He's grounded to short. He's flied to left. Half swing. That'll be a strike. Dodger hitting instructor and first base coach Reggie Smith says Piazza has been sliding his hips forward, similar to a golfer swaying past the ball before he rotates the hip. In golf, that leads to a slice. Mike is inside out in the baseball a lot these days. So Piazza thinking things over. They go to the 6th at New York. Mets 2, Giants 0. The Giants start today 7.5 games behind the Dodgers and Rockies. They got Matt Williams back though. That's inside. 1-1 to Piazza. Cleveland leading Toronto 6-1 in the 4th behind Oral Hershiser. Paul Sereno's had a big night already for the Indians. A 2-run homer, his 20th, and an RBI double. Breaking ball is up. 2 balls and a strike. I think Felipe would be thrilled if he could get 6 innings out of Alvarez. He's only pitched 6 games this year in the minors. Does not have a complete game. Didn't pitch at all last year because of the rotator cuff injury. 2-1 pitch. Instead a throw to first. Offerman back. We're back with you tomorrow. 4:35 start. Kevin Tampany will pitch for the Dodgers. Carlos Perez for Montreal, looking for his 11th win. Wednesday, same time, KBC, the Dodger Radio Network only, for Ramon Martinez and Jeff Facero, each after his 13th win. Piazza takes a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes for the Dodger catcher. The Expos went over the 1 million mark in home attendance yesterday. They're averaging almost 19,500 a home game, which is better than Pittsburgh, San Diego, and New York in the National League. Two pitch. Foul to play. Montreal really shouldn't be considered a small market in baseball, since there are 4 million people here in this market. Yet the Expos sold only 1,276,000 tickets to games in Olympic Stadium last year, the 7th lowest total in baseball, and fewer than 8,000 tickets more than Milwaukee, the smallest market and one of the least talented franchises. Even the Expos general manager admits the core of fans in Montreal is too small. One hopper to Cordero, off his glove out into left center field. Here's Offerman on the way to third, and Rondell White will come back into second. So Will Cordero, who's been having a lot of defensive problems this year, had that one go by him. It'll be a base hit for Piazza. So the Dodgers threaten with nobody out in the 6th. Breaking ball. Cordero didn't exactly get in front of it. Cordero's mechanics, they say, have been all fouled up throughout the year defensively, and he's made a lot of throwing errors. The Dodgers have their 4th hit. They've all been singles, and here's Karras. And Willie Frazier, the former Angel, gets up in the Montreal bullpen. Karras has bounced back to Alvarez and struck out swinging. Eric in one of his very few slumps this year. He's 0 for 16 as he comes to the plate. Foul ball. Hoffman had to get out of the way of that one. Tonight's attendance 18,083, so they're a little bit below the average here. Look at Offerman. Whoops. Offerman hit by a pitch to start the inning. Piazza singles him to third, and Karras takes on the inside corner, and it's 0-2 to Eric. Phillies leading the Padres 2-1 at the end of 5½. One ball and 2 strikes. Raul Mondesi on deck. Karras has been a much more successful hitter this year when he's driven the ball the other way, especially with 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Foul. Atlanta and Houston scoreless after 4. That's Tom Glavine against Doug Drabek at the Astrodome. Houston went limping home after being swept in Cincinnati to fall 10 games behind the Reds in the Central Division. Another 1-2 pitch. Just missed the outside corner. Alvarez wanted that one. 2-2. Felipe Alou has been disappointed with his Expos. 2 games under 500. In 3rd place in the National League East. And Karras strikes out. Fourth strikeout for Tavo Alvarez. And Karras's slump continues. Got it down. All right, here's Mondesi. He's grounded to 3rd, struck out swinging. Raul started the night hitting .400 against Montreal pitching this year. Overman at 3rd, Piazza at 1st, but now 1 out. Driven in the left field corner, base hit. Offerman scores the tying run. Piazza's coming to 3rd. Mondesi into 2nd with a double, and the Dodgers are tied at 1-1. For Mondesi, his 66th RBI. The base hit puts him above 300 again. So the Dodgers take advantage of the hit batsman. The shot by Piazza that Cordero couldn't handle at short. And now a double by Mondesi. Still only 1 out. Delano DeShields coming up. And Montreal pitching coach Joe Kerrigan out to talk to Alvarez. That's the 5th hit for the Dodgers, the 1st extra base hit. So the Dodgers, hurting for runs, hungry for a win, have tied it in the 6th inning. You know, most managers are percentage conscious. They want a right-handed pitcher to face a right-handed hitter, or a left-hander against a left-handed batter in late innings. Do you know that so far this season, the 10 pitchers in each league who have held left-handers to the lowest batting averages are all right-handed? Overman hurt himself, or got hurt by the pitch thrown by Alvarez. Expos bring the infield in. Here's Delano DeShields, who singled and struck out swinging. Right at the 2nd baseman, Lansing for the 2nd out. And Delano won't use that bat again. So Delano goes up there, 1st ball swinging, and makes the 2nd out in the 6th inning. Tim Wallach comes on. So one former Expo cannot give the Dodgers the lead. Let's see about the 2nd one to bat here in the inning. Wallach is flying to center and single. Piazza giving Wallach a wide berth at 3rd. Mondesi at 2nd. And Tim takes a strike, 0-1. Terry Pendleton's hit a home run for Florida, but Pittsburgh leading the Marlins 3-1 as they go to the 7th. They've gone to the 7th at Philadelphia. Phillies 2, Padres 1. Up the middle, Cordero dives, knocks him down. 1 runs in, and Mondesi will stay at 3rd as the Dodgers take the 2-1 lead. So Piazza's home with the 2nd run of the inning. Cordero left his feet. Kept it from going through to center. That would have been another run for the Dodgers. And Wally gets the infield single and his 26th RBI of the year. So Tim's had as many hits tonight against the Expos as he had in the other games combined against them this year. Now here's another Expo of the past, Chad Fonville. He's bounced back to Alvarez and singled. 3 hits in the inning plus hit batsman. And the Dodgers get 2 and take a 2-1 lead. There's a strike to Chad, 0-1. Fonville has had 10 bunt hits this year, plus 9 infield hits. Ismael Valdez has the lead. He moves the on-deck circle for the Dodgers. Dodgers have lost 7 in a row in Montreal. 28 of the past 33 in 5 years. Trying to win one tonight in Canada. Fair ball, fair ball, fair ball, fair ball, run Dodgers. Shane Andrews couldn't decide whether to field it or not. He made a mistake. I'm not sure he could have gotten Fonville. He might have had a better chance to get Mondesi at the plate. The Dodgers get their third run of the inning and lead by 2.
Good job, buddy. Not a way to go.
So another infield single for Chad Fonville. High bouncer. Andrews comes in. Then thinks, wait a minute, it might go foul. Whoa, went the other way on me. What a funny bounce he got. That ball looked like it was going to go foul. Here's Valdez taking outside. So Fonville gets his 11th RBI of the season. 3-1 Dodgers. Almost hit him. Now the decision of Tony Tarasco to run through the stop sign in the 5th inning looms even larger. If he stops, Montreal has men at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Cordero in talking to Alvarez. The Expos lost 18 of their last 30 games before the All-Star break to fall out of contention in the East. They are 5 games back in the wild card race at the moment, but they got 6 teams ahead of them in the fight for the playoff spot. Valdez looks at the fastball, good for a strike. 2-1. Ismael has bounced to 3rd, fly to center. When Montreal comes up in the bottom of the 6th, the Expos will start with the top of the order. Rondell White, F.P. Santangelo, and Will Cordero. There's strike 2. 2-2 to Valdez. They're in the bottom of the 6th at New York. Mets 2, Giants nothing. Bill Pulsifer has allowed San Francisco 1 hit and leads Jamie Brewington. Now the 2-2 pitch to Valdez. Out of play. Tomorrow night, Kevin Tampany for the Dodgers. Carlos Perez for Montreal. 4:35 game time here on KTLA. Wednesday night, KBC, the Dodger Radio Network only. Same time for Ramon Martinez and Jeff Facero. Down goes Valdez. Ooh. Foul that in the memory bank. Let's see if somebody pays for that on the Montreal side. 3-2. You don't usually knock pitchers down, so that just probably got away from Alvarez. Runners will be off, and they are on ball 4. And that might be it for Alvarez with Brett Butler coming up. And that is it. Felipe Alou's on the way out. So 23-year-old Tavo Alvarez shut out the Dodgers tonight for 5 1/3 innings, but he couldn't get through the 6th. Used 100 pitches, and he will leave. His major league debut is history. And the Dodgers have a 3-1 lead, trying to get more in the 6th, and we'll be back at Olympic Stadium right after this.
Southwest Airlines is having a sale.
I don't understand it. Southwest already has the lowest fares, and now you're having a sale?
Yep. Now you can fly to Oakland, San Jose, or Sacramento for $49 and to Seattle or Portland for only $89.
I mean, it's a great deal, but I kind of feel like I'm taking advantage of them.
Just purchase your tickets 7 days in advance and by September 7th. Travel through January 9th.
I mean, Southwest having a sale? Isn't that redundant?
Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. The low-fare airline.
I am safe and sound. I'm motion censored, watchdog, door manned, security cammed, and dead bolted. So how do I get out?
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Chavo Alvarez thinking things over, breaking into the major leagues tonight. Did well for 5. Made the mistake of hitting Offerman with a pitch to start the 6th. Piazza's hot smash through short for a single. Sent Offerman to third. Kara struck out, but Mondesi doubled in the left field corner to tie it. Then after the Shields lined out, Wally got an infield single for an RBI. Fonville got an infield single for an RBI. And when Alvarez walked Valdez, he was replaced by Willie Frazier. Willie Frazier has been around in recent years. Used to be in the Angel organization. Went on to Toronto, St. Louis, Florida. And Brett Butler step in now with 3 on and 2 out. Brett 0 for 2. Couple of fly balls to right plus a walk. Pops it up foul and out of play. Willie Frazier registered his first career National League save a little less than 2 weeks ago in Houston one night. Saved it for Pedro Martinez. Got another save against San Diego a couple of days ago. Butler has never faced Frazier in a big league game. And Brett takes the ball 1-1. Dodgers 3, Expos 1. We're in the 6th. Wallach, Fonville, and Valdez the base runners for the Dodgers. 2 men out. 3 runs in the 6th. Little high, and the count 2-1. Willie Frazier won 12 games for the Angels in 1988. He'd won 10 the year before. Those have been his best years in the big league. Two balls and a strike to Butler. Lifted to Rondell White in center field. And that's the final out. But the Dodgers batted around in the 6th inning. Scored 3 runs, had 4 hits. Left 3. At the end of 5.5, Dodgers 3, Expos
1. Southwest Airlines is having a sale.
I don't understand it. Southwest already has the lowest fares, and now you're having a sale?
Yep. Now you can fly to Oakland, San Jose, or Sacramento for $49 and to Seattle or Portland for only $89.
I mean, it's a great deal, but I kind of feel like I'm taking advantage of them.
Just purchase your ticket 7 days in advance and by September 7th. Travel through January 9th.
I mean, Southwest having a sale? Isn't that redundant?
Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. The low-fare airline.
Since I'm the guy that gets up and puts his mug on TV and says, I guarantee it, what I really want to make sure that every customer leaves a Men's Warehouse store with is a positive experience. So my advice to you is just be yourselves. Try to make the customer feel like he's shopping in a neighborhood clothing store circa 1900.
27 stores in the LA area and Santa Barbara, including our newest store in Rolling Hills.
Tell me, fellas, what's so great about California?
People really nice. Just a neat island.
Okay, and if you got a great deal on a new Grand Cherokee, what would you put in it?
Ducks and chickens and all that kind of stuff.
So you can get a great deal on Grand Cherokee at the summer clearance of the decade.
Excellent. We like doing things together.
And right now, you can lease one for just $269 a month. Say, will you guys always be twins?
Every day's a different day, so you never know.
The Jeep summer clearance of the decade, now at your California Jeep and Eagle dealers. Who else?
Kirk Cameron. His growing pains are behind him. Now he's older, wiser, and more mature. Catch a special sneak preview of Kirk Wednesday at 8:30 on the WB Channel 5.
Ismael Valdez and the Dodgers have the lead for the first time in Montreal tonight. 3-1. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Rondell White, who has struck out and grounded to third, will lead things off. Rondell shows bunt and bunts foul up along third. No balls and 1 strike. Rondell White, only the 2nd major league player in this century to have a 6-hit game and hit for the cycle in the same game, and he did it June 11th in San Francisco. Fellow for Detroit in 1920 did it. But White that day pounded a home run, triple, 2 doubles, and 2 singles, scored 5 runs, and drove in 3, although it was a 13-inning game. Rondell becoming the 4th Montreal player to hit for the cycle. Now leading off, and he hits a slow ground ball to third. Wallach waits for it, fires to first, and gets White. Rondell was in a slump right before the All-Star break, 4 for 42, and Felipe Alou, who couldn't find a leadoff hitter, put him at the top of the order after the break, and White warmed up. But Ismael's gotten him 3 times tonight. Rondell had a 14-game hitting streak snapped here yesterday by Willie Blair of the Padres. Here's F.P. Santangelo, who's popped to second and struck out swinging. Valdez has only used 76 pitches. That's not bad at all. Lined into right center field, a base hit. So the Expos come up with their 5th hit of the game. 2 doubles, now 3 singles. And that'll bring on Cordero, who has 1 of the doubles after grounding out his first time up. At the end of 7, Phillies 2, Padres 1. Battle of 4 hitters between Sid Fernandez of Philadelphia and Andy Ashby of the Padres. Bill Pulsifer and the Mets still shutting out the Giants 2-0 in the 7th inning in New York. Will Cordero's at about .330 here at home this year. Takes inside, ball 1. Will's had pretty good success against Valdez. 4 hits in 9 at bats when they've gone head to head. It's no secret the Expos have been trying to acquire Ismael Valdez, but Fred Claire refuses to trade him. Breaking ball in the corner. Great location, 1-1. There were reports that Montreal would trade Moisés Alou for Valdez. It's also believed the Dodgers could have had Jeff Fassero a few weeks ago if they'd been willing to deal Pedro Estacio and a minor leaguer at a lower level. But there were also reports that Reds general manager Jim Bowden would not let Alou clear waivers. One ball and 1 strike to Cordero. Valdez, who's had blister problems this season, but apparently none tonight, leading 3-1 in the 6th. And he's after Santangelo too late. Cordero now has had at least 30 doubles each of the last 3 seasons. That is 31st here tonight. He's become very selective at the plate. That's rolled foul down to third. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Will Cordero. He became a better hitter when he lowered his hands on the bat, moving them up just before he starts his swing. That way he gets a longer look at the ball. Cordero hit 15 home runs last season, breaking Hubie Brooks's club record for a shortstop, which was 14. Hubie, of course, later played with the Dodgers. Now living out in Calabasas. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out, 3-1 Dodgers in the 6th. And the breaking ball gets it. Great hook by Ismael Valdez. 2 outs. And for Valdez, strikeout number 5. He broke off a dandy. Now here's David Segui. He has singled, scored the only Montreal run in the 2nd inning, and then grounded out to Karras in the 4th inning. Atlanta and Houston scoreless after 5. Glavine against Drabek. Cincinnati leading St. Louis 4-0 in the 3rd. Florida has tied Pittsburgh 3-3 in the 7th. Fastball is up. Ball 1, 1-0. Oral Hershiser and the Indians leading in Toronto 6-3 at the end of 5. Three runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for Montreal. Fastball foul back. 1-1 to Segui. Valdez went the distance in his last start at home against the Cubs. His 4th complete game. He won 6-1 and struck out a career high 11. He didn't walk anybody in that game. He hasn't walked anybody tonight. Remember, the Rocket had 5 straight wins earlier in the year, then a 4-game losing streak, then won 3 straight. So he's ridden the roller coaster throughout the year to get to 10-7. Segui started to go, held back, and it's ball 2, 2-1. Valdez is 5-4 on the road, 5-3 at home. One of the youngest players in the National League is Mel Valdez. We had a matchup tonight of 2 right-handers out of Mexico. Tavo Alvarez is gone. This is Ismael's birthday. I didn't know that. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Yep. Valdez turned 22 today. So he's trying to have his own celebration and win in Montreal, where the Dodgers have lost 28 of the last 33 they've played. San Angelo, the runner at first, 2 out, and the 2-2 pitch is ball 3 to David Segui. So that will turn the runner loose at first base. Carlos Hernandez blowing the bubble. Hideo Nomo, whose next start will be in Philadelphia, and Tom Candiotti. Candy will pitch Thursday night against the Phillies. Hideo will pitch Friday night. San Angelo ready to go on 3-2 to Segui. And it's popped up. Offerman under it. And that's the 6th inning. Vin will be back in a moment. Valdez and the Dodgers lead the Expos tonight 3-1.
Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. You know the beer. You know the taste. With Miller Genuine Draft, the world is a very cool place.
I just started my own company, so I leased a new Volkswagen Passat. $249 a month, it's the best deal around. I'm marketing an electronic toll collecting device, so you'll never have to stop to pay for a toll again. Good news for drivers. Passat's a true German road car. Track-correcting rear suspension, rack and pinion steering, and oh yeah, 4-wheel disc brakes. But hopefully we won't be using them to stop at toll booths anymore.
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Oh, she's got to notice me when she comes by. I mean, look at me. What's not to notice? I'm here. I tell you, if you want to feel good, you got to look good. And if I'm going to run good, I got to feel good. Look at me. I'm designed for a high-octane gas. I love it. That's what I need. This Chevron Supreme with Tech Run. I mean, it makes me run like a champ. It's all good stuff. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
No premium outperforms new Chevron Supreme with Tech Run. Chevron, simply smarter.
I mean, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I feel stupendous.
Well, hi once again, everybody. So far, it's a big night for Ismael Valdez. This is his 22nd birthday, and of course, you know what he'd want. He'd like his 11th victory. The Dodgers trying to give it to him. It's 3-1 in favor of the Dodgers. So let's go to the 7th inning and see how this one comes out. Valdez has pitched very well up to here, but he still has a long way to go in a house of horrors for the Dodgers, as you may or may not remember. They've lost 7 straight here. Offerman hits a fly ball to left center, pretty deep. San Angelo and White, it is FP as he calls himself, 1 away. So with 1 out in the 7th, Mike Piazza. Piazza grounded to short, flied to left, and then hit a BB that went off the glove of Cordero. That one ball made all the difference in the inning. If Cordero stays with it, they have a double play easy. But it was hit so hard it almost took the hand off Will and went on through. 0-1 to Mike. Piazza with all of his booming strength, and it's magnified when he hits a ball on one hop on the rug. Piazza batting .357. And on deck, his buddy Eric Karros, who has really been struggling. High fly ball into deep right center field. That thing looks like a ping pong ball going into the bleachers. It looked more like a home run in Colorado. Oh, did he hit that thing up into the chairs in deepest right center, and the Dodgers take a 4-1 lead. So the Dodgers trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, and Piazza really helps with that shot. So Frazier gives up a hit and a run. Piazza getting 5s on his 19th home run. And now Eric Karros. Karros as cold as he has been hot. Eric was 1 for 4 in Cincinnati, a triple. He went 0 for 12 in New York. He's 0 for 3 tonight. So he's had 1 hit in 16 at-bats on the road trip. And what makes that so remarkable is how hot he was just a couple of days ago at Dodger Stadium. Foul back, and that got the catcher Darren Fletcher. Take another look. It looked like maybe a high change. I know it's high up there, and oh, did Piazza slug it. So Piazza reaches the seats in right center. Karros, meanwhile, takes it low, 2-2. So Michael, who almost killed the Expos shortstop, almost took out a row of chairs in right center. 19 home runs, 58 RBIs. Just inside. 3-2 to Eric. Willie Frazier picking up for Tavo Alvarez. Foul back. Eric doing what he can only do, hang tough and try to fight his way out of it. 3-2. And he walks. So Offerman a long fly ball to left. Piazza a home run, a walk to Karros, and the batter will be Mondesi. Chris Gwynn on the DL, but traveling with the ball club. Mitch Webster, you can see with his hand, right hand in a cast, waiting for the hamate bone to heal. You know who really had a tough break? You see Mitch Webster, a switch hitter, and he was batting left-handed. When the hamate bone broke, the knob of the bat did the damage. Remember Dave Hollins, the switch hitter with Philadelphia, now over in the American League? Can you believe Hollins, a switch hitter, broke the hamate bone in each hand? Batting left, batting right. And immediately you know it's the knob of the bat that causes all the destruction. But what are you going to do about it? Because the hitters tell you they need the knob in order to make that bat turn, in order to rotate it. There it is, and he'll wrap his hand right around it. But boy, if it is just right, the bone cracks. 0-1. Since it was Webster's right hand, Mitch figures that, excuse me, yeah, it was his right hand. He was batting left-handed. So he feels he'll be all right for the last 2 weeks hitting right-handed, because that wounded hand will be on top of the bat. 0-1 to Mondesi. In the dirt, gets away from Fletcher. Karros to second, and he will hold there. San Diego failed to score in the 8th inning. So it is 2-1 Philadelphia. Andy Ashby has come out of the game. Doug Bachler is going to start, and they're going to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 Philadelphia, and the Dodgers meanwhile hoping to pick up a game on the Padres and a half a game on the Rockies. They lead the Expos 4-1. And he drives one to left field and deep. Back goes San Angelo, and that's up in the chairs. And so Willie Frazier has given up 3 runs on 2 monstrous home runs, and Mondesi touches them all. For Mondesi, his 19th home run. He has 68 runs batted in, and the Dodgers, for the first time in a while, are breathing, leading 6-1. The Piazza home run, Karras a walk, and Mondesi a home run. And the Dodgers leading 6-1. The batter, Delino DeShields, a strike. Dave Leeper begins to throw down in the Expo bullpen. The Expos had a lot of problems. Tim Scott, Jeff Shaw, and Mel Rojas were having troubles in the late innings. So they got some veteran relief pitchers, Greg Harris, Dave Leeper, and Willie Frazier, but Frazier is certainly not the answer tonight. 2-1 the count to Delino DeShields. Delino hits one to deep right center, and that baby's away out there and over the wall. So Willie Frazier, who is an up and down pitcher at best, is down for the moment. 3 home runs in the inning. DeShields hits a home run in his 2nd consecutive game, and this one is busted wide open. 7-1 LA. Delino DeShields, 6 home runs, 19 runs batted in. So Ismael Valdez, 22 years old today, and the Dodgers trying to blow out Montreal's candles. Wallach fly to center, single to short. So Delino's getting 5. 0-1. One thing about Frazier, they didn't cheat him. 2 reached the seats, and the other one went out close to 400 feet. There was nothing right down the line. Ball 1. So Valdez keeping that valuable right arm wrap. No conversation between Valdez and Nomo, not when either man is pitching. That's fouled away. Oh, when somebody else is on the mound, Hideo and Ismael, they have a constant conversation. But when either of them is working, the other one never goes near him. 1-2. Hit off the end of the stick down to first. Segui to the bag. That's the 2nd out, and a sarcastic cheer. "22 years old today." That old comedian's joke, I really think I do have ties that old. I think so. Right. Chad Fonville hit back to the box, single to left, rolled one up along third for a leg hit. This time a fly ball to Rondell White. But the damage is more than done. A home run in the chairs in right center field by Mike Piazza. A home run into the chairs in left center field by Raul Mondesi, and for good measure, a home run by Delino over the wall.
In the year 1295, the legendary explorer Marco Polo returned home from China, braving thousands of treacherous miles and bringing to Italy an amazing new treasure: pasta.
My queen, I have returned.
We found a place round the corner.
Next time, turn to your local shopping expert. It's amazing what you can do with the everything pages from GTE.
And Martinez 2-2 pitch is a flare to left. Kelly is there. Martinez has got it. A no-hitter, and he is being mobbed by his teammate. The New York Mets visit Dodger Stadium August 29th, 30th, and 31st. Wednesday the 30th, kids 14 and under will receive a Dodger backpack, compliments of Pizza Hut.
We can't wait till September to show you Kirk. So this week, we're giving Kirk Cameron's new show an early start.
This is so cool. The four of us living here with no grown-ups. I love you, man.
We're all going to die.
Don't miss the special sneak preview of Kirk.
Nuts!
Wednesday at 8:30 after Sister Sister on the WB Channel 5.
We know you're not used to it.
That's a lot of pressure. Make love to me. What am I, in the circus?
Seinfeld coming to Channel 5 5 nights a week this fall.
If you were writing a caption of that picture with the score and Tom Candiotti, all you'd have to write underneath the picture would be, oh, sure, now. The birthday boy leading 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. The Dodgers with a new left fielder. Rick Parker will finish up for Chad Fonville. And it'll be Darren Fletcher to foul the first pitch away. Fletcher flied to left, flied to right, 0 for 2. So the Dodgers with 3 in the 6th and 4 in the 7th. Breaking ball, and the count 0-2. Remember tomorrow night, Kevin Tapani and left-hander Carlos Perez. Perez 1-1 with the Dodgers. Colorful left-hander, always puts on quite a show. Game time at 4:35. Piazza and Wallach, and Piazza makes the catch. So Fletcher fouls out to Piazza, 1 down, and Mike Lansing the batter. Watch Mike as that ball starts to come back. He takes it sitting down. Hands it to Wallach. So Mike's blocked a run at the plate, handled a foul ball, and he has a single and a home run. Big night. Here's Lansing, 0 for 1. A roller to Opperman. And that is instead Chad Fonville. So Fonville went from left field to shortstop. Maybe Opperman's leg is a little sore. Remember, he was hit on that right leg 2 days in a row. So if you're keeping score with us, keep Fonville in the game and put Parker in Opperman's spot. Two down. Tony Tarasco, the batter. Tarasco popped up, single to center. A strike. Tony hitting .249, trying to bounce back from that 0 for 25 drought he went into. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball low, ball 2. Five times this year the Dodgers have lost 4 in a row, so they're trying to finish that off tonight. They've lost 7 straight here. They're trying to bring that to an end, and that's slugged into the chairs and right. So Tarasco hits it out, his 10th home run of the year, and the Dodger lead is 7-2. So Tarasco got all of that. That was another long home run. We haven't seen any little fly ball home runs down the line at all. And he knew at a moment he connected. So the batter is Shane Andrews. Struck out and doubled, 1 for 2. One and one to Shane. Ismael Valdez has won 2 straight, 5 out of 6. Holding a comfortable 7-2 lead here in the 7th inning. Popped up. It'll be Fonville. So 1 run, 1 hit, 1 swing of the bat by Tony Tarasco. And at the end of 7, the Dodgers 7, Montreal 2.
It's a humdinger. These announcers gotta go. Right. Baker steps in. He's batting .206 and making $3 million a year.
Yeah, that's fair. He's checking the sign. What's he saying, Steve?
Good news. I'm having your baby. This game is brought to you by Miller Lite. Expect great things from the great taste of Miller Lite.
Nice work, Steve.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Ooh.
Suicide squeeze! Ow, come on! Terrible call. Here's that umpire's home telephone number.
Call tonight.
Keep calling.
Call him late.
Hey, what's the deal? During the Mazda Summer Savings Event, we're clearing out all 1995 model trucks. So you'll get big savings on the B2300 SE Cab Plus. Get cash back from Mazda, plus air conditioning at no extra charge. Then add an option package, saving over $600. Your total savings now add up to $1,755. Clearance deals on 95 trucks won't last long. Go see your Mazda dealer now.
Oh, she's got to notice me when she comes by. I mean, look at me. What's not to notice? I'm here. I tell you, if you want to feel good, you got to look good. And if I'm going to run good, I got to feel good. Look at me. I'm designed for a high-octane gas. I love it. That's what I need. This Chevron Supreme with Tech Run. I mean, it makes me run like a champ. It's all good stuff. I mean, it's mind-boggling.
No premium outperforms new Chevron Supreme with Tech Run. Chevron, simply smarter.
I mean, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I feel stupendous.
This Dodgers game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline.
Dodgers leading Montreal 7-2 as we go to the 8th inning. The Expos make 2 changes. First of all, Dave Silvestri, a third baseman, who was originally selected by Houston, traded to the Yankees, and then moved over here. So Dave is at third. And Dave Leeper will pick up on the mound. If you're keeping score, Leeper bats 8th, Silvestri 9th. Silvestri will lead off in the bottom of the 8th. Crack bat ground ball. That'll do it for Valdez. 1 away. So with 1 out, we can also tell you Philadelphia trying to win their 5th in a row, leading San Diego 3-1, and they're going to the 9th inning. Dodgers 7 runs, 10 hits, 3 runs and 7 hits against Alvarez, 4 runs on 3 home runs against Willie Frazier. And now Leeper facing Butler. Butler 3 fly balls and walk. Bounce it to Cordero on the run to get him. A little bit of a sarcastic cheer. The crowd feeling that maybe Cordero could have stopped the bleeding in the 6th inning. On the ball hit by Piazza, that got off his glove to set up the inning. The ball hit by Wallach, he should have certainly made the play, and he fell down and couldn't hold it. So when he does feel that ground ball, they let him know their displeasure. 2 out in the 8th, and here's Rick Parker. Right. One and one to Rick. Chopper to short. Cordero on that one. So the Dodgers retired in order in the 8th inning. And at the end of 7 1/2, Dodgers 7, Montreal 2.
Southwest Airlines is having a sale.
I don't understand it. Southwest already has the lowest fares, and now you're having a sale?
Yep. Now you can fly to Oakland, San Jose, or Sacramento for $49 and to Seattle or Portland for only $89.
I mean, it's a great deal, but I kind of feel like I'm taking advantage of them.
Just purchase your tickets 7 days in advance and by September 7th. Travel through January 9th.
I mean, Southwest having a sale? Isn't that redundant?
Fly Southwest, the low-fare airline. The low-fare airline.
What's with a bib?
It's not a bib. It's a napkin.
Looks like a bib.
No, you know, I don't want to get stuff all over me.
Well, then why'd you get that Western Whopper? I mean, it's got bacon, cheddar, barbecue sauce.
Because I refuse to live my life in fear.
But you live your life in a bib.
It's not a bib. It's not a bib.
The flame-broiled Whopper, now with cheddar cheese, hickory-smoked bacon, and barbecue sauce. The Western Whopper, for a limited time at Burger King.
See? Look at that. Works.
What's that?
That's breakfast.
I am climate controlled. My temperature a constant 70 degrees. I am scrubbed of pollen, free of dust, void of pollution. So, why can't I breathe? Don't you look beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Begging to finish what
On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
This Dodgers game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline.
The busy left hand of Todd Hollinsworth. With that right hand with the cracked hamate bone, he and Mitch Webster have a great deal in common. Dave Silvestri, the third baseman, will lead it off. Then Rondell White and F.P. Santangelo. 7-2 Dodgers, bottom of the 8th. They're going to the 9th inning in Philadelphia. The Phillies leading San Diego 3-1. Colorado not scheduled today. So the Dodgers have a chance to move a half a game in front of the Rockies and get to 3 in front of the Padres. One and one the count to Silvestri. Off the corner. Dave Silvestri out of Chesterfield, Missouri. He'll be 28 the end of September. Batting .211. So Valdez trying for his third in a row, trying to make it 6 out of his last 7 decisions. Fouled away. Ismael has allowed 2 runs, 6 hits. One of them a home run by Tony Tarasco. But the Dodgers had home runs by Piazza, Mondesi with a man aboard, and DeShields to break the game open. That'll do it for Silvestri on Ismael Valdez's 104th pitch. Six strikeouts for Valdez, and Rondell White 0 for 3 coming up. White had a 14-game hitting streak stop yesterday. Tonight he has struck out and twice grounded to third. Strike. One and one. Fly ball to left field. Rick Parker right there. So 2 down in the 8th inning, and F.P. Santangelo. Charlie Strasser thinking about making a comeback. Here's Valdez pitching to San Angelo, who popped up, struck out, and singled to right. Ismail would not have allowed the run in the second inning, but the error by Fondel on the base hit allowed 2 fly balls to bring it over. San Diego did not score in the 9th inning. It's all over in Philadelphia. The Phillies have won 5 in a row, and they beat San Diego 3-1. There's a drive to Butler. So the 8th inning is in the books, and for the Dodgers, things are looking good tonight. At the end of 8, Dodgers 7, Expos 2.
Farmer John, for the finest bacon, ham, sausage, hot dogs, luncheon meats, fresh pork, and other meat products, Farmer John.
This copyrighted telecast, presented by authority of the Los Angeles Dodgers Incorporated, which also employs the announcers, is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions in a game without the express written consent of the Dodgers is prohibited. Well, with the Dodgers leading 7-2, it is time for a hot toddy. Despite the fact they're leading by 5, they go to Worrell, and you can understand why. Having lost 4 in a row, Worrell has not been in a game in a while, so they figure he could use a little extra work. Worrell's last game was the 15th of August. So it's been 6 days. At the plate, Will Cordero. Ball 1. Both Sionez and Osuna did their throwing in the pen after Worrell, but they finished. So that's that. Ground ball to the right side to DeShields. 1 out in the 9th. Crowd gets on Cordero again, and David Segui, the batter. David Segui singled, hustled to second on a Fonville bobble, and a couple of fly balls got him home in the 2nd inning. Since then, he has grounded out and popped up. Hitting back of him, Darren Fletcher. Don't forget tomorrow, game time, 4:35. Kevin Tapani, Carlos Perez, the colorful left-hander. He's 1-1 against the Dodgers. Ball 1. 18,083 here tonight. Montreal came into this game with a 2-game losing streak, losing to San Diego. Now the Dodgers trying to add to that while breaking their own losing streak. Dodgers had lost 7 in a row here. They had lost 4 straight on this trip. This is the closest thing to a laugher the Dodgers have had in quite a while. 12 of the last 15 decided by 2 runs or less, but tonight they're leading by 5. 1-1 to David Segui. Dodgers win this one. They will have won 4 out of 7 from Montreal, and this would be their first win here. Segui hitting .330. Little foul off third. Wallach in front of the dugout makes the catch, and everybody hollering, a lot of room. 2 out. So Darren Fletcher coming up. Worrell leading by 5, so it's not a save situation. It's just a chance to get in a little work. Darren Fletcher 0 for 3. Flied to left, flied to right, fouled out. And that's hit foul into the seats down the line. 0-1. Fletcher breaking his bat, so he'll get another one. 7 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers, 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Montreal. The Dodgers will lead Colorado by a half a game. They will lead San Diego by 3. One ball, 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike to Darren Fletcher. Worrell trying to lock up shop. Don't forget the way this pennant race is shaping up. It figures to go right down to the wire. Every game is of such great importance. Be a good idea while the Dodgers are still out on the road in Montreal and Philadelphia for you to check the schedule, pick out your games, and we'll see you at Dodger Stadium. And if you can really do it, be a season ticket holder for the last some odd games. This is game number 108. So there will be 36 games left, and you want to get in on all the fun. That's the number. 213, 224, 1 hit. But if you want to be a season ticket holder, 224, 1365. Well, there's ball 4. A 2-out pass to Fletcher, and that'll bring up Mike Lansing. Ismael Valdez was brilliant. He did not walk a man in 8 innings. So it's the first pass that the Expos get, and it comes with 2 out in the 9th. Valdez, 2 runs and 6 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts on his birthday. He's 22 today. Fastball popped up. That ought to do it, and Tim Wallach, appropriately enough, the great former Expo, puts it away. So the Dodgers flex their muscles. They hit 3 home runs. They get a great pitch game from Ismael Valdez, and it's happy birthday for everybody. The Dodgers snapping a 4-game losing streak and a 7-game losing streak here at Olympic Stadium. Along with that, they pick up a game on San Diego and a half a game on the idle Rockies. So once again, the final score, Dodgers 7, Expos 2. Dodger Baseball has been brought to you by Miller Lite. When you've got the great taste of an ice-cold Miller Lite, life is good. By AT&T, for the life of your business, AT&T. By Unical 76, for quality gasoline, keep your eye on the ball. By Southern California Chrysler Plymouth. Now get the biggest savings ever on award-winning Chrysler Plymouth cars. And by Southwest Airlines. Fly Southwest Airlines, the low-fare airline. For Ross Porter and Rick Monday, this has Vin Scully, inviting you to stay tuned for the post-game show coming right up.
So what are you doing today? The Davises are getting advice on how to properly seal their roof. Lynn Sandow is in a home-based paint department, getting the exact color she needs for her den. And today, get ready for Labor Day weekend at Home Base with spectacular values, like these halogen Torchiere lamps in black or white, just $11.99 each. Also, choose from Glidden's 6,000 paint colors, or computer match your own color free. And now Glidden Spread House exterior paints just $12.99. Home Base, ready to help.
There really is a more exciting way to search for treasure. It's a new scratcher game from the California Lottery called Hidden Treasure, with no less than 6 million winning tickets.
tonight, Bob.
Yeah, take care, Bill.
And with 6 million winners, Hidden Treasure is sure to be quite a crowd pleaser.
Well, another day, another doubloon.
There are a lot of summer clearances, but do any have real savings?
Now, your Chrysler Plymouth dealer brings you the biggest summer clearance ever. Our biggest cash back ever. Our lowest APR ever. Our lowest summer clearance lease rates ever. 3 great ways to save on Chrysler Plymouth minivans and cars. We hear you. We've got your number. Our biggest summer clearance ever.
Buy or lease now. Southern California Chrysler Plymouth. It's the way we get around.
You can sell a guy 2 of our $200 suits for a $400 total, which is what he's probably spending on 1 suit at a department store. I guarantee it.
Call 1-800-776-SUIT.
Wines this good must be guarded with care. That's why Franzia comes in an airtight pouch that protects the fresh taste to the last glass. Maybe that's why it's America's favorite wine.
Big day in the life of Ismael Valdez because, first of all, he was up against a fellow countryman, Tavo Alvarez. 2 young Mexicans, 121, celebrating his 22nd birthday today, and it was Ismael who got the win. He has now won 3 straight, 6 out of 7. No blister problem. He pitched a great 8 innings and did not walk a man. The Dodgers, flexing their muscles against Willie Frazier, broke a tough ball game wide open and won going away 7-2. One of those who contributed heavily with a long double into the left field corner and an even longer home run was outfielder Raul Mondesi. Let's meet him now and go to Ross.
Thank you very much, Vinny. Well, Raul, good win for the Dodgers. They needed this one, didn't they?
Yes, we tried hard. In the last 3 games, we were doing so well, but tonight, probably meeting before the games and then try to play hard. And then we win tonight.
Two meetings in 2 days, huh?
Yeah, we got to do it because only 40 games left, and then we're going to be in first place, and then we got to throw hard because we got a good chance to make a playoff.
Do you like this ballpark to hit in?
I'm like, no, but we got to do it, whatever, you know. We got to do it any play, any stadium, you got to try hard because the team needs to win.
Is the background good, though, for a hitter here? Does it remind you of the Astrodome in Houston?
Yeah. That's better for a hitter because when you hit ground ball, they go through to the left field, and then when you're going to run it, you got to more fast in the turf.
Mm-hmm. You've worked with Reggie Smith and Manny Mota quite a bit, and I know one thing that they felt was you were a lot more disciplined in the homestand. You waited for good pitches, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I tried with Manny and Reggie before the games. Tried to hit the ball to the right field. Tried to go back to 300 again. That's what I tried. Tried to hit the ball hard and then see what happened.
Yeah, and tonight you pulled the ball for your double, and you hit the ball to left center field for your home run.
Yeah, that's what Reggie and Manny told me. Team the other way. If they come inside, you got a quick bat, and then that's what I tried today. That's why I hit double and home run.
Yeah. 19 home runs now for you. Do you have a goal going into the year? You'd like to hit 25 or 30? Do you set anything for yourself ahead of time?
Yeah, 25 gonna be great for short season. Then if my team win, I don't care about home run. Just try to win. Try to make a playoff.
Well, you're back in first place tonight. That's a good place to be.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna try hard every game, see what happens.
All right, Monty. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Raul Mondesi, our guest. We'll have more right after this.
These days, anyone can design and build a car with the quality and features you want.